one of the things that I've learned over time with building Come Home and just trying to navigate partnerships and be in partnerships and bring work to the table is um, owning specific areas. It's hard, at the end of the day, thinking about what Come Home is trying to represent and the work I'm trying to do. I'm a singular individual right now, showing up to support organizations, districts, schools, universities that are way larger than me. And I think so early on, it was kind of trying to navigate and figure out like who I needed to be. And so I would show up in conversations kind of as like a jack of all trades, being able to do it all and really just pulling on experiences. I have so much experience in instructional work and school leadership and all these just different facets of education. But more and more as conversations evolved, as work came and didn't come, really finding clarity and finding resonance in what I can own and what we do. I was having a conversation recently with another person in a similar position as me, building her own consultancy and work like that. And so much of it, I think, for all of us, and I think this is for any founder or business owner, you kind of have to take your ideas and take what you believe or what your experiences are and kind of put them out there. And you start to learn, you start to understand what resonates, what doesn't, what sticks, what doesn't, where you're valuable and where you're not, and starting to own those pieces. And that's been really empowering for me because when I'm connecting with people, when I'm having conversations, I'm able to own exactly what it is I do and what it is Come Home wants to represent. And for me, that's really two umbrellas. One is a real focus on adult learning. A lot of work wants to go in front of kids. What does it look like to put it in the hands of kids? And while I believe that's so important, and I believe some of the work can trickle to that, my focus is on the adults. My focus is on the leaders. My focus is on the adults that are leading the students, and how are we evolving and training them to be equipped to support the students. So that's one focus of mine. And the other is implementation. Implementation support, you've heard me say it time and time again, is so important. To sure, we can give you knowledge, we can give you training, we can give you information, but how do we actually turn that into things that are actionable, sustainable, successful, and truly integrated and embodied across a learning environment? And so those are the two areas I really own. And obviously coaching and mentoring falls into that. Support on the curriculum side falls into that. But that's really it. So when I'm in conversations and talking about supporting or coming together with other organizations to figure out ways to bring emotional intelligence and social and emotional learning to districts or leaders or schools, I'm able to own those two spaces and figure out where I best fit into those pieces of the puzzle, where some of the people that I work with, some of the partners that I collaborate with are really good on the tech side of things, are really good on the curriculum side of things. And, I'm able to own the training and development and the implementation side. So that's been really fun over time. And I'm sure that's going to continue to evolve as work goes and as I grow and as Come Home grows. So I've noticed for myself personally, in just talking with other people, when we in our professional world and lives go and seek information, go to conferences, have some workshops or whatever it is, we always feel really good in the moment. We always feel like there's so much information. This is so great. And then we leave and we have nowhere to put our thoughts, put our questions, tap into people. So often what I've noticed in my work is it's really about that space itself. So if you sign up for a workshop, if you sign up for a conference, you go, you're a part of that conference, you get all the information, maybe you get access to resources and things like that. And then ultimately, if you have questions, you ask then and there. And if you don't, you just move on. And from that point, you go back to your work, you go back to your day to day, and maybe some things stick for a little bit of time. Maybe some things are very intentional on your mind, and maybe you don't even find the time to really reintegrate that information back into your reality. And so much for me, what I believe is critical when it comes to implementation is having that support. Using this AI agent allows us to break the barrier of time we actually spend together, whether that be in a workshop, at a conference, on a call, in a coaching and mentoring situation, doing things together. This breaks that space. I've been in so many situations where I've left conferences or I've left workshops, and I really wanted to ask so-and-so a question, especially for me as I sat with the information. I'm not someone who's going to be able to rattle off all these questions in the moment. I just don't process that fast. I need to leave. I need to let it simmer. I need to let the information settle. And then my curiosity starts to kind of spark. And so there's always time where I would go, man, I wish I could ask so-and-so. And so-and-so, whoever that presenter is, whoever that person is, whoever that group is, seems so distant. It's like, sure, I might have done things with them, or sure, I might have heard them speak, or maybe partnered with them on something, but it's so getting to them, having that conversation, asking that question, not wanting to bother them, just seems so difficult. It seems so distant. And on the consulting side of things, or even as a school administrator, I noticed that just supporting teams and supporting classrooms is I can't be everywhere at every moment. And I wish I could, but I simply can't. And so a lot of times information or insights or questions or things like that would come up after the fact. And while it's good to get it after the fact in order to drive what you do next time, I also thought there's got to be a more efficient and effective way to do this to support people in real time. And not that they always need it in real time, but can we break the barrier so that that information, that feedback, that ability to even just ask is there at all times. And my AI agent is set up to do that. That's what the intention is behind partnering with Temp.me and really bringing in this AI agent, is to allow people the space to not have to sit on a call with me, not have to have me working with them, but ultimately can bring my knowledge base, my experiences, my curated work from Come Home and over the years, and be able to ask those questions, be able to walk away from a meeting together and then something hits, and instead of, oh, I don't want to bother him, or I don't want to ask, or well, I'll just wait till the next time, being able to go put that question in and get curated feedback, get a response as if I was responding to you. That's the intention behind it, so that you feel supported. Again, support looks so many different ways, and this is just one way. But I think there's a big barrier that exists in the space of support, because we believe support is only in the moment. We don't want to email people, and even if we do, it may be days before they get back to us. And so how can we break the barrier, intentional settings and spaces together to allow it to continue to exist when we're not actually face to face? So that's my continuous kind of evolution and thoughts behind this. Right now, it's completely in beta. It's free. I will be charging at some point. It will be included in certain partnerships and work I do with people. But right now, it's completely free for you to ask all your questions. And one, it's great because it'll give you some insight and information in terms of whatever you're asking it related to leadership, emotional intelligence, education, whatever that may be, relationships, climate, culture, team dynamics, effective communication, all those bits and pieces, emotions, emotional regulation. Ask all the questions. You'll get your information And the most beneficial thing for me is you actually can rate the response that you get. You can give it a thumbs up, you can give it a thumbs down. What it will do is it'll give me feedback and information to go, oh, this information is good, or I have some information that lives for me but is missing there. How can I make sure that that's filtered in so that people are getting the right information? Trial and error. This is all in beta testing, but please, if you're listening to this, go. I'll continue to share this out on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on my newsletters. Go and just ask a question. Ask anything related to leadership, career, education, emotional intelligence, and we'll keep going from there. So thanks for tuning in. See you.